Hey guys, welcome back to SF Angler, and today we're going to go over my top 5 winter baits. Now, you might not want to go fishing in the winter because it's cold, it's rainy, it's not very comfortable, but sometimes the best fishing conditions all year round are in the winter. You know, you catch these big fish getting ready for pre-spawn, so stay tuned and get ready to catch some big ones this winter. Starting at number 5, my number 5 winter bait is a grub. So you might think grubs are only for panfish or trout, smallmouth, but actually grubs are one of my most productive winter baits for largemouth bass. If this is too small for you, this is a 1/4 ounce and 2.5 inch grub. You can move up to a 3/8 ounce, like a 3 inch, or even bigger than that. But for fishing shallow water or cover, these little grubs work great in the winter. These bass, they're low energy, and they just want to get little snacks. So you swim one of these right by their face, and they will definitely bite it. And really, you can catch big fish on these little grubs, especially in the winter. My number 4 winter bait is a flat tail worm, or any type of worm that has like a pointed or tapered tail. This is Mismo's version of this. You can do them on Texas rig, shaky head, even just on a jig head, and they work great in the winter. You can drag them along the bottom on a shaky head, or you can just swim them through the water, or drag them through grass. Whatever you do, these work great in the winter. You can fish them slow, and bass will just destroy them. In the number 3 spot, we have the square bill. These work great in the winter if you just swim them down into the strike zone for like 2 feet, just a bit, and then let them rise up. And right as you stop reeling and they start floating up, bass will just hammer them. And you can get really big fish in the winter on square bills. This is the Lunker Hunt Kraken Series square bill. Yeah, you can see it's Lunker Hunt. It's one of my favorite crankbaits, and it works really great in the winter with a stop and go retrieve, and bass just love them. So next time you go out fishing in the winter, you should definitely pull out one of these. Just fish it slow, and you will catch fish. Number 2 winter bait is a jig with a craw trailer. I personally like football head jigs because they can cast farther, and when I do jig fishing, it's usually just hopping them on rocky bottoms. But if you fish more in grass or heavy cover, or skipping them under docks, you'll want to use a flipping jig, or just a jig with a pointed head or a spherical head. But jigs are great in the winter to fish them around heavy cover or grass. You can skip them under docks, or just like I said, hop a football head jig on a rocky bottom, kick up dirt, and bass will not be able to resist them. So again, jigs, especially with craw trailers, are great in the winter. If you're fishing for more finicky bass, or there's smaller fish, you might want to go without the trailer. Use a finesse jig. This trailer is pretty big. You don't have to go this big. If you're not going for the monster fish and you just want to catch some, you can go with a smaller trailer, or you can take off the end part. You can see if you wanted to have a smaller presentation, you could snip it right here. But yeah, just in general, jigs are great in the winter. My number 1 winter bait, as you can probably guess, is a spending jerk bait. Typically in the winter, I'll use smaller ones with only 2 hooks. The 3 hooks, usually, I personally don't like them just because they get in the way, and you usually have to get pliers to get the hooks out. You'll hook fish in the gills and get blood all over everything. So personally, I only like to use 2 hooks. But jerk baits are great, especially in cold water, shallow water, and you just jerk them and jerk them and jerk them right past a fish's face, and they will definitely bite it. Like I said, the smaller ones, personally for me, work better in the winter, but jerk baits in general in the winter are great. And also, something I like about fishing jerk baits is you'll be fishing for bass, but every once in a while you catch a trout, crappie. There's so many fish will bite jerk baits in cold water. So next time you go out fishing in the winter and cold water, definitely check out these lures. grub, flat-tail worm, square bill, jig, and the jerkbait. I know in different areas of the country, some of these lures might not work so well, but especially in California, these lures work great, and I'm sure like the jerkbait probably works great in cold water all over the country. It's probably the same with the jig, but next time you go out fishing, definitely try out these lures and you will catch fish.